The part 2 banners are now live in game, and you guys know what that means. If we head into the Baba shop, we will see all of the LRs available with your gold coins. So in today's video, we're going to talk about which LRs you should pick. Again, it's going to depend on what your account looks like, but I'll go through each of these LRs, give you guys my thoughts, if they're worth it, all of that good stuff. But really quick, I have to say, guys, thank you so much for being over 8,000 subscribers. The stream went absolutely insane. We're now more than halfway to 9,000, which again, it's just absolutely ludicrous. You guys are, dude, I can't. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel, you know, consider subscribing as well. Road to 9K. Let's hop straight into this video. So first things first, I think I should always get this out the way. I'm not here to tell you how to spend your gold coins, but I do have, you know, a few opinions of my own. But, you know, keep in mind that you pick whoever you want, okay? That's the first thing I have to say. If you really want this AGL Majin Vegeta, then pick him up, okay? If he's your favorite character of all time, then pick him up. But personally, I wouldn't really recommend this because remember that 500 gold coins is, I think, 2,500 Dragon Stones. So you are spending a ton of Dragon Stones to purchase LR AGL Majin Vegeta, right? Which again, logically doesn't really, like, you want to go for units that either you don't have or units that are going to add a lot of value to your box, right? And an LR as old as Majin Vegeta may not be the greatest thing, but I will say, okay, these last 5 LRs right here, Physical Trunks, Goku Black, S tier Broly, AGL Majin Vegeta, and you know, Gohan here. All these 5 LRs are getting, well, Broly and Gohan already have easy A's, but Majin Vegeta, Goku Black, and Physical Cell are getting easy A's sometime soon, which means that they could absolutely be broken. As you guys already know, S tier Broly is absolutely insane. Goku Black, Trunks, Majin Vegeta. Honestly, like, thinking about it right now, if you pick them up, it may not be a bad choice because, again, it just depends on how good their easy A will end up. But I would recommend to go for, you know, some newer LR. So let's just first start off with Turles here. Turles obviously is still a monster in this game. Helps out with a lot of difficult content. And, I mean, being a part of 6 categories isn't the, you know, greatest thing, but it's definitely not the worst. It's a lot better than a lot of other teams or LRs in this game. I would highly recommend purchasing this guy if you need help with movie bosses, if you need help with planetary destruction, and if you need help with space traveling warriors. I think this unit fits on those 3 teams the best. Also, you know, keep in mind that Global and Dokkan basically in general is buffing a lot of movie heroes and movie bosses. So if you want this guy to be part of your potential movie bosses team, then since it's getting buffed a lot right now, this may definitely be, you know, the unit for you, especially if you don't have him, right? Then we have LR Jiren, who I also would highly recommend. These 2 LRs right here, these 2 units are probably my top 2 picks for anyone, especially if you don't have them, right? LR Jiren, as you guys know, is a monster, but okay, there's a few exceptions to picking Jiren here, again, in my opinion. Now, Jiren does buff a lot of categories, but if you don't have, keep this in mind, okay? Jiren is obviously a lot better on his own category, Universe 11. However, if you don't have, let me actually just show you the Universe 11 category here. This is what Universe 11 looks like. This is what Universe 11 looks like, literally. I can't even troll. There's 5 units on here, not including LR Jiren. I don't have him yet, so that's why you don't see him here. If you don't have all 5 units, all these units here, I probably wouldn't really recommend picking up LR Jiren. He's still really good on Universe Rival Saga, but yeah, you're not be able to run him on his team, right? And let's say you don't have all these units, but let's say you do have STR Topo, right? Or this Int Pride Troopers, then maybe I would say, okay, pick them up. Because even though you can't run like a full Universe 11 team, STR Topo and this Int Pride Troopers next to that LR Jiren make that Jiren look absolutely insane and make these units look absolutely insane. These units are very, very, very powerful. So maybe you don't need the whole category here, but I would say if you do not have STR Topo, if you don't have Int Pride Troopers, just don't buy Jiren, because again, you know, he is very powerful. He does fit really, really nicely, but those 2 units are going to make him look better than any other unit possibly can. So just keep that in mind. Next, we have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This guy, you know, he does help in difficult content a lot. He has helped me beat a few ESBR stages. Haven't beaten too many of them. A lot of the OG SBR stages, this guy just walks through. This guy is absolutely insane, especially at 55%. And of course, look at these teams, dude. That's 11 categories. Like, when a unit buffs this many categories, they're automatically worth it, right? I mean, if they're bad, they're bad, but you get the point, right? This is literally helping out so many different teams. It adds a lot of viability to a lot of teams. So this guy, I think, just because of the categories alone, is very worth it. He does a lot of freaking damage. You do want a movie heroes Goku on the team though. Where's his active skill? Here it is. Yeah, you want a Goku that's on movie heroes. So if you don't have a Goku on movie heroes, which there's a lot of those Gokus in the game, but let's just say you don't, then maybe you don't want to pick him up. But again, he is very, very powerful, very, very strong. Next, we have Angel Vegeta, another LR I do not have. Now, this guy, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of this unit. Like, I want this unit really, really badly. I love the art, but he's very dependent on having a Goku on the team, which, it makes sense, right? Because the card art is literally Goku and Vegeta. But I don't really like units who can't stand on their own 2 feet. Like this, he can, right? I'm not saying he can stand on his own 2 feet. The only thing is, they built him a little bit weird because he leads Worthy Rivals, and Goku. There's no Goku on Worthy Rivals. There's not a single Goku on the Worthy Rivals category. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But last time I checked, there definitely wasn't. So it's weird how they build a unit that's centered around Goku, but he leads a category that Goku's not even a part of. Like, this guy could have easily led Majin Buu Saga, right? Which I think would have been completely fine with. But it is what it is. This guy's still very good though. I'm not saying he's bad. He's very good, but he does have his restrictions. Then we have Broly. Don't pick him up. This guy, don't pick him up. I mean, he's cool. He's a cool LR. He does have an interesting mechanic. He 2 categories, and he's not that. He's just, don't pick him up. I would not recommend it. Into Rose. This guy, he's not bad defensively. He could look, he could look very, very bad defensively. You have to be careful with him. You want to put him in slot 2. Allow him to raise his defense before he gets attacked. And also, if you're going to purchase this man, link leveling it is an absolute must, because Big Bad Bosses is one of those links. 25% defense is something you have to have at link level 10, man. This guy's going to profit off of that so incredibly much. So if you're going to purchase this guy, I would recommend to grind his links immediately. Okay, if you don't want to grind his links, whatever, then I wouldn't really recommend purchasing this guy, because again, if you purchase this guy and don't grind his links, you're literally shafting him, right? You're using him, but you're not using him to his full potential. This guy is a monster, especially at link level 10. Like, a lot of Big Bad Bosses units are like that, right? Then we have Vegeta and Napa. This guy is funny. I don't have this LR either. I would love to pull a copy of this guy. Now this unit is pretty good. I mean, they have an interesting, turn 3 mechanic where they have a guaranteed dodge, which helps out in a lot of difficult content. They have an AoE, which helps out in the World Tournament especially. But overall, they're not really that great, of a unit. But, if you do love Space Traveling Warriors, Terrifying Conquerors, which I think are the two best teams right now, you could definitely rock them. They're not a bad unit whatsoever. But again, their utility is more centered around maybe SBR, some difficult content that lasts only a few turns, and of course World Tournament. So keep that in mind. Next we have Lrui Goku. I mean, I think this is basically self-explanatory, right? I mean, yes, just pick him up. If you don't have this guy and you have all these other LRs, I would definitely say pick up Lrui Goku. This guy is a menace till to this day. And if you pulled LRAGLUI Goku, then you definitely want to rock this 2 on rotation. It's just this guy. I mean, this guy's a monster, man. Well, what, 9 categories? His links are really, really good. You do not want to miss out on having an LR like this. To me, this is what Lrui Goku is one of my favorite LRs in the game, simply because for some reason, he's so fun to use. He has no active skill, no transformation, and yet one of the most enjoyable units in the game. I love how they built this guy. He's very, very good, again, in my opinion. Spirit Bomb Goku. This guy, in terms of leading Super Saiyans, he's a very, very, very powerful lead for that team. This guy, when you have a Rainbow Orb Changer that leads a team as strong as Super Saiyans, right? Let me show you guys. You guys look at Vegito. I mean, you have the Vegeta. Where's the other Vegito? You have Vegeta right there. You have Broly. You have Gogeta. Dude, this cat, he leads an insane busted category, and him changing orbs makes that category, everyone on this team basically is key hungry. So him changing orbs allows everyone to get that 18 key off, rather often. And again, it creates a very, very, very powerful team. But he does lack defensively. I will say that. So, and again, his leader skill is only 130%. So, your whole team will be suffering defensively, offensively, and HP wise as well. So, it's basically a thing of, okay, purchase this, Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, run a team that's going to be pretty weak offensively, defensively, but I'll change Rainbow Orb for you and allow you to get your 18 keys off, a lot more often. So it's basically that's kind of like the trade-off you're going with here. I would not recommend purchasing this guy. He is a little bit old. He does take a lot of damage and more difficult content nowadays, but he's still not a bad purchase per se. God Goku here. God Goku, I mean, again, another unit I don't have. I would love to pull a copy of this guy since, I just don't have him. But he's still a very fun unit to use. He can be good defensively, especially with the first 5 turns. This guy does... very interesting that he leads both pure and hybrid Saiyans here. But he does have, a high chance of dodge? Oh, yeah, high chance of dodge for the first 7 turns. He does have a little bit more a defense per pure Saiyan or hybrid Saiyan category allies on the team. He does build up ki. Building up ki as an LR is a very, very powerful mechanic, so you definitely do not want to underrate that. Yeah, I don't think he's worth the coins, but again, he's not a bad purchase either. Next, we have LR and Caulifla. Still, these girls will never be a bad purchase. They're very, very, very powerful LRs to have. Even though they're not what they used to be, they're definitely not bad at all. So I definitely would recommend picking them up if you don't have them, and if you don't have any, if you have already all these LRs up here. So far, I just want to say Turles, Jiren, and UI Goku are my, I would say, pick them up, pick them up, pick them up. Next, we have Full Power Frieza. Don't purchase this guy. He's not bad. He has a a little wonky passive skill where he gets stronger the less HP you have, which it can get very dangerous. As you guys can see, he is on 10 freaking categories, which is absolutely insane. But he's not that unit. Even at Link level 10, he's not. I'm not saying he's bad. Again, he can definitely tank. He can definitely do a lot of freaking damage, but he's not that unit, I would say, to spend 2,000. Think about it like this. Would you spend 2,500 of your stones right now for this copy? No? Then don't do it. Androids, same thing. These androids, they're not bad, but they're not really what they once were when they first came out, so I wouldn't really recommend purchasing them. Tech Broly here, still one of the hardest hitting units in the game with, certain rotations and setups and stuff. 11 freaking categories. Yeah, this Broly's insane. He does heavily lack defensively though. That's my big criticism. He cannot take a hit. He has to get a super attack first for him to build up his defense, which means he's not a slot 1 unit, and even then he can still take a lot of damage. The only thing they need to do to this guy, literally the only thing they need to do to this guy to make him good, is give him 100% defense at start of turn. That's it. If he gets 100% defense at start of turn and then they leave him the exact same, he will be a very scary unit in a lot of content. Just keep that in mind. GT Trio, GT Trio, it's funny because they're a summonable unit that's really good for farming a lot of free-to-play stuff in the game. They lead Dragon Ball Seekers, which is a very free-to-play friendly team. I mean, let me just show it to you so you understand what I'm saying here. Dragon Ball Seekers is a very good team to just grind things in the game because, again, it's heavily free-to-play. Where is Dragon Ball Seekers? Just so I can show you guys this category and all the free-to-play options you have. If you love free-to-play teams, if you're free-to-play, and you want something to help you grind stuff, I would say I'll probably recommend this team, honestly. Free-to-play, by the way. This LR is free-to-play. This LR, free-to-play. This LR, also free-to-play. This LR, guess what? Also free-to-play. Also free-to-play. Also free-to-play. Also free-to-play. Also free-to-play. Also free-to-play. So all the LRs here, excluding this unit, they're all free-to-play. So, again, this team is very free-to-play friendly. If you're a free-to-play player, you want a good leader for your free-to-play units, I would highly recommend purchasing this guy. But these guys are not that great. They can hit hard, right? 4 or 5 mil attack sets. At Link level 10, especially on a GT Heroes team, they're not bad. It's just they're not, they're not what these other units are, right? I'm comparing these other units. I'm comparing GT Trio with freaking LR Turles, right? I'm comparing them since they're on the same list, so keep that in mind. Let's see. Then we have, okay, I'm missing a few LRs here. Then we have Baby. Okay, this guy might actually be a smart purchase now, because there is a Dokkan Fest GT Baby coming to JP Dokkan. So, I need to speed this up, by the way. Sorry, I'm sorry this is taking too long. I'm just trying to, give you guys my honest thoughts about each LR here. But, so, GT Baby, I mean, he's obviously, he's not that great, but he's not bad at all. Him linked up with the new GT Baby could be a very powerful rotation, especially since they would probably share things like Big Bad Bosses, which is 24% attack and defense with no HP restriction once that links level 10. Thirst for Conquest is going to give a lot of stuff. Hatred of Saiyan is going to give a good amount of stuff. Like, again, this guy could be really good next that GT Baby. So if you're going to summon for that baby, you might want to pick him up. Next we have Trunks and Mai. They're not really that great, to be honest. I mean, they're not bad, but they're really not what they used to be, so don't pick them up. Goku and Frieza, 100% pick them up. This is they lead a category that's literally one of the best categories in the game now after the 6th anniversary. And they're getting an easy, like you cannot go wrong picking up this unit. Cell, don't pick him up. He's really good with his link level 10 now. Next, like another LR Cell, but he's still not a unit that you want to really prioritize. He's really not that, so just wait to pull him. Bardock, probably one of the worst summonable LRs right now to date. With an EZA, he could be very good, but as of right now, he's really not that unit. Then we have LR Beerus. LR Beerus and Whis, next like physical Beerus, alright, or something like these. I feel like this guy's a little bit slept on. They do a lot of damage. They're not the greatest defensively, but they definitely do a lot of damage. If you need help on like Realm of Gods and stuff, maybe Bond of Master and Disciple, you could get the job done here, but they're not really an LR I would highly recommend, to be honest. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I feel like he's getting an easier somewhat soon. Again, global, and Dokkan is basically in this movie heroes / movie bosses, you know, kind of theme right now. So this guy with an EZA could easily be the hardest hitting LR in the game. So just keep that in mind. Then we have LR Bojack. I would not recommend purchasing this guy unless you have S tier Bojack. If you do have S tier Bojack, then this guy could be a very good pickup for you. That's a very powerful, strong rotation. But if you don't have SDR Bojack, I would not recommend picking this guy up. That's just my opinion. Mighty Mask, again, Mighty Mask is coming up in an EZA sometime soon. They could end up being really good, but as of right now, they're kind of doo-doo. Sorry about that. And then again, we have the last final 5 OG LRs, as I already said. These units they're all getting EZAs. Again, Broly and Gohan already have their EZAs, but Majin Vegeta, Goku Black, and Trunks could be good pickups. It just depends on what their EZA might look like. So let me know what you guys think. In terms of all these LRs, I would say Turles, Jiren, UI Goku, and Goku and Frieza are, without a doubt, must-haves as of right now in the current meta. But again, you pick who you want. If I had to choose an LR for you, yes, you watching, I would probably say go for Goku and Frieza because, again, Universe 7. If you have Goku and Vegeta, the new LRs, or maybe you pulled even the Part 2 LRs, this is a very valuable unit to have. If you don't have that, that's completely fine. I'd probably say run Jiren because Universal Battle Saga also has a massive buff during the celebration. But if you don't have Jiren, if you already have Jiren, you already have Goku and Frieza, or you don't really have a lot of the Team Universe 7 LRs, then probably go for Turles. Turles is probably, again, a very powerful LR. And if you don't have him or don't want to use him, then LR UI Goku, please. All right, those are my final option, my final thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.